cold in here. I have the heat on 70, but baby, we gonna have to turn it up a bit. I'm sitting over here in a damn dark. I don't know. I don't think y'all can actually see. Okay, y'all can see something. There's some computer screen glows going on, right? Because I would much rather not have any of the damn big lights on if I don't have to. If I don't have to have them on, I don't want to have them on. And it gives to the spooky vibe. Okay. So I am actually editing a bunch of voiceovers that I recorded earlier into videos for the main channel. Um, and I've been so late to get on this damn live because I've been trying to work all day, but also finding myself actively procrastinating. Tomorrow I'm spending the day with my mom and my grandmother. So my whole day will be taken up. So I got to get some done for real, for real. Um, okay, so that's episode 2, number 3. Um, but I woke up this morning and I digital journaled a little bit on it because I had a dream. Um, I had a dream, which I would actually classify as a nightmare. But I actually had two. Like I had one the night before last and then last night. However, the one last night did not last as long. Um, so I don't know. It took me, I guess, having two bad dreams back to back. The first one, the night before last, it lasted pretty much my whole sleeping night. Like it was, it was bad. Wait, how do I need to make myself a moderator so I can do that. Hold on. Mm-mm-mm. How do I make myself a moderator? Right here. Why didn't it show the hey? Hi, how are you guys? Why isn't it showing me as a moderator? I mean, me, my other picture. Why isn't it popping up? That's weird. That's weird as hell. Is my is my main channel like hidden on here? That's crazy work. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure out. I figured out how subscribers only can comment. Yes. Yes. I know that's right. I know that's right. They gave us the feature. But I'm still trying to figure out why is my other channel not showing up. Oh, I feel so great now. Ah, this is awesome. Now I don't have to deal with moderating myself and these weird ass people. They finally gave us the feature. Okay. Y'all, since I started doing this live streaming every single day, and now I'm on day, I think this is 202 or 203, vertically, like it has been kind of like the worst ever because people are just trifling and rude and nasty and anti-black all over the world. And these cool videos get pushed out all over the world. But and I was pissed because we didn't have the option at first to um only allow people who have subscribed to comment in the chat. And now I found that they do have the feature. So it is a wrap. for all the spam, hate, and anti-blackness. That is a win. Come on, YouTube, finally coming through with the features that we actually need. Anyway, back to what I was originally talking about. I had a nightmare. It was the second nightmare in a row. And it made me realize, so I journaled on it this morning of like, yo, you are scared. You are in a place right now where you are struggling with like stability. There's a lot of things up in the air. There's a lot of things in flux. Like I'm currently on a couple weeks traveling, trying to get affairs settled in my hometown of Baltimore. And then, still maintaining my place in LA and still trying to create content consistently, show up consistently, grow my brand consistently, put myself out there a little bit better while all still experiencing just various things, like whether it's just like life stuff or personal things or whatever. And it's all like coming kind of like to a head. And I honestly feel the most vulnerable, the most like off my square when I am traveling back home. So when I'm in Baltimore or when I'm in Detroit, it's so crazy, but I feel literally the most vulnerable because I'm around my family, all the people who know me, and like have just different expectations for me. And I find a big conflict often, especially when I'm in Baltimore. Less when I'm in Detroit because I don't operate in like a social way when I'm in Detroit, really. I really am in Detroit, yes, to see my immediate family, but I'm really there to work and like support my dad in his business. So it's really just like the grueling nature of like manual labor, physical labor, and like dealing with the that my father's going to give me. But when I'm in Baltimore specifically, there's an added element of like the personal things and like who people knew you to be. And I am quite literally not the person that I was when I lived in this city. Whether it's when I grew up in the city, whether I went to college and came back to the city, when I moved to Detroit and then still came back to the city before I moved to LA, like the very stints that I lived in the city, I am just a completely different person than I was when I was living in the city. I'm a completely different person than who many of my family members know me to be. And then what I have found is that when you go outside your comfort zone, when you push yourself to expand, when you push yourself to like move to a new state or a new city and like grow your grow your community, grow what you're in access to, push up against like what you are supposed to do and go and do what you want to do, it ultimately like you have no choice but to grow as a person. But then when you come back to where you're from or your hometown, some people that you might have known and might have grown up with are not growing at the same rate that you're growing at because y'all weren't put in the same situations to kind of like force growth. So I find a lot of conflict specifically with my family on a personal level when I come back home because I'm a different person and I just view life so differently. And a lot of them are a lot the same of like what I have known. And some of them are still expecting me to be who they knew and not actually doing what they need to do to get to know who I actually am. And again, just how we live our lives and think is just completely different. And then also just naturally, whatever feelings tied to certain relationships and things that may have happened in the past that you haven't let go of, whether on my end or their end, that also comes up as well. So for me to have that and then also have this big project of like getting this house together and trying to get it rented out, it has just been a lot. And I have tried, and I also feel like when I come home, because, you know, it's just different. I don't get to do the things that I'm used to doing like in LA or the things that I have built into my life that are like really grounding and really peaceful for me. So I've had to find new ways, new practices to like create space and comfort and calm and peace amongst moments or situations that really kind of elicit anxiety and stress. So that has been interesting, which it just all goes back to like that's why I feel the most vulnerable when I travel back home. Versus if I'm like traveling to like Utah for a Sundance or like once to some other film festival or like in New York, like those places is just different because it's so much easier to operate as I am versus who people have known me to be. And like I don't really have the conflict in that way. But anyway, so I'm having nightmares, and like the first nightmare the day before last was like really just a chasing dream, and I was being chased all up and through the hood that I grew up in, like on my childhood block. I was being chased, and I was jumping porches, and it wasn't like a fun jumping porches like what we used to do. It was like, no, you're if this person catches you, you're gonna die. I don't know what the person looks like, but I really kind of feel like I understand what that was supposed to mean. And then last night's one, now that I'm at the end of the day, I didn't even journal of what the dream was. I just journaled that I was scared. So I don't even remember what it was, but it was like a moment. Like it wasn't my entire sleeping session. It was literally like maybe an hour or so, even though the 1 hour I was being chased. I felt like that was going on for so goddamn long. Like it was crazy. Like I feel like I dreamed being chased the entire 7 hours I was asleep the other night. But I'm like correlating these scare dreams or these dreams that are like listening fear to be me being in a subconscious place of being scared, and I'm being scared because of the lack of stability of where I'm at currently. But I'm also like consciously fully aware of myself being on the precipice of something really great. Like I finally have got like confirmation where I've dropped back down to one client and I'm not going back up. Like y'all know, if y'all have been following me, I have been struggling for the last few months back and forth with the addition of other clients under this one client's umbrella, but they were not paying me on time. They were asking for work that was outside the scope of what I was supposed to be doing. Like it was just such a stressful thing. And now I'm back to like, okay, no, this is the one thing that I'm going to do for you, and that's it. And I'm not taking on anything else. We can go ahead and release me from this. Like it just you basically. I had a meeting last month where I like delivered to them like we if I'm going to work on any expanded projects, I'm going to give you the specific scope of work. This is what I charge for that specific scope of work. You have to sign for it and you have to pay for it in advance, because I literally spent the last 6 months running down this particular client for past due invoices, and invoices will go in the red for like 2 months, y'all. Like thousands of dollars just not being paid and not being paid on time. And it's just like absolutely not. You can imagine how stressful that was. So now that has come to the end with that particular client. And while I could benefit, I guess, from that influx of cash, and while I could benefit from like having that particular client, but it's like I don't benefit if I'm stressing about it. Not if you're gonna pay, because I know that you're gonna pay, but you're always gonna pay late. I don't get to pay my bills late. Like I don't pay any, I mean I probably could, but I don't pay my bills late. Like my rent, I'm not paying it late. Like I'm not paying, internet get like I'm not paying everything late. So I'm also not allowing y'all to pay anything late. So it kind of was basically me setting that standard and then them being like, oh, we can't actually afford it. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this off the table. I'm like, okay, great. But then that's now this pocket of money that I could have expected, but I won't be getting. But to me, it's a win, because I would have still been going in this like roller coaster of like, you are going to pay me, but you're not going to pay me on time. So it's not even worth the headache. And the services that I was offering was already discounted. Like, so I was already looking out, doing more for you than what I would typically charge, and you were still paying me late. You were still giving me stress and grief. I don't understand clients who hire you to do a thing, and like specifically if the thing has to do with like strategy and consulting, and like you giving them the roadmap for what they do, and then they decide not to do it. It's like, so then why did you hire me if you don't want to trust my expertise? Whatever. Anyway, all of that's gone, but with it is the potential pocket of X amount of dollars. So these thousands of dollars I no longer can say is coming from this place, even if it's coming late. And it's like, okay, so now I got to make up for that. But it's so crazy because my devotionals in the morning have been so much like heavily on like leaning on faith, trusting in God, and believing just certain things are going to align, which I do. But I feel like I start to second guess myself, and I definitely start to second guess myself when I'm in spaces like right now. Like I'm here and I'm like traveling, so I don't have my actual home space to like further secure me or give me like um environmental affirmations, if that's a thing. So I feel like that is all starting to manifest in my like sleep, which is where these dreams are coming from. I feel like I'm very scared of the lack of stability in my life currently. But the craziest part about it is like I have way more control than I give myself credit for. And I hate that. And I know it's something I need to work through, but it's like the doing the work and like working through it is like just that. It is work. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's something that you're going to struggle with. It's something that you are going to try and you're going to fail at. You're going to try and you're going to succeed in this particular area. So I'm basically like working through that. So I will say, like, the nightmares are not a bad thing. If anything, and I was also journaling this morning, I'm like, maybe I should make a YouTube video about how important it is for us to really listen to ourselves, for us to pay attention to our bodies, pay attention to what we're thinking, pay attention to how we're speaking, pay attention, like, and listening to your body. Like, what is your body doing right now in reaction to where you currently are, in reaction to the people that you are engaging with, in reaction to the content that you're consuming? Like, pay attention to what is coming up, because I would not be able to really unpack what I'm feeling and like give myself kind of like the go ahead and permission to be cool if I really wasn't paying attention and I was just letting like nightmares do this, and like I'm also having a little bit of breakouts and my skin is looking a little extra stressed right now and dehydrated. Like if I was just looking at those things as like one off things, and it would just look like, oh, the sky's falling and shit is happening. But in listening to it and paying attention to not only my body, how it's responding to things, but how I feel, what I'm thinking about, and then taking into consideration the context for how all of this is happening, I'm able to really affirm, like, yeah, things suck right now to a certain extent, or things are a little rough right now, a little rocky, a little, you are a little unsure, you are having to lean into faith, but you're also going to be good because the context matters. I think that's all I want to like get out. Like, the context actually matters when you're going through when life's whipping your ass. The context actually matters, and it's so easy and so quick for us to forget the context in which things are happening. And listening to yourself requires you to never forget or don't ignore the context. Now, I feel like I just did this little random ass yap session. Hopefully, it's helpful for somebody if somebody needed to hear it. But that's like what has been on my mind. And I'm able to smile and I'm able to draw bits of peace, even amongst the lack of stability as we get ready to come to the end of this month and the beginning of the next month. I'm still going to be traveling for a while and I got to go back home and get settled and like try to do all of the things that I have on my plate to do. But in this moment, I really, I'm at peace with knowing that at the end of the day will end and everything is going to work out. I trust the Lord for that. I trust all that He's bestowed upon me for that. I trust who He has cultivated me to be for that. Um, so yeah, all I'm doing now is like literally editing. So I did my little yap session. Now I need to get back to work, y'all, because these videos is not gonna make themselves. And child, the more videos I make, the more money that I make. So then you don't even have to worry about no client work. I also am like shutting down and like I'm revisiting what my client work is going to look like next year. I don't have a problem with servicing clients, but I don't like being indirectly disrespected by, clients paying late consistently or over asking for things, like basically expecting me to over deliver while also just causing additional stress for me financially or with deliverables, like clients that make everything an emergency because they have lack of planning and poor time management. Like, I just cannot do that anymore. So if I'm taking additional clients, and which I actually do want to in 2025. I do want to keep that part of my business alive where I'm doing some type of service work in reference to like digital strategy, storytelling within commerce. I have to figure out what that looks like so that that I bring that window of like those potential clients down to damn near zero. And like, I don't know if that's like me doing done for you specific services, if they have to opt in a la carte, or if I have to do a better job of qualifying clients before they even able to, work with me. I know with me going back to this particular client that I struggled with over the last 6 months and coming back with like the service agreement that they had to sign, paying in advance and all of that, that definitely, turned them off because they weren't able to commit to those things. But maybe me maintaining that for future clients is the thing that's going to stop me from having to worry about the like yo-yo and weird that comes with them just being flaky, being inconsistent, being poor clients, like honestly, because I don't like, I love that part of it. Like I love being able to keep my brain fresh and stretch myself outside of like the type of content that I make and the stuff that I'm interested in for my own personal content, and being able to lend my expertise and my storytelling to various brands, to other artists, and use my eye to be able to help them grow, tell their story, build their audiences, and grow online. Like I really do enjoy doing that, but I don't want to do it at the expense of like me bringing additional unnecessary stress and drama into my life and lack of financial stability because you want to pay me whenever the hell you want to pay me and you're not abiding by the terms that we actually agreed upon. So yeah, I have to figure out what that looks like. But then also in 2025, it might be where I am staffed on a show and really focused on my specific storytelling. So I might not have the schedule where I can offer services anymore. I'm not like hard committing to anything. I'm going into December in a real reflective mode of like, what don't I like, what do I like, and what do I want to prioritize. And in prioritizing things, I'm going to like, yo, you need to like budget it in. You need to add this to the calendar. You need to create pockets of time that are dedicated to this particular thing. If you're quote unquote claiming that you're going to prioritize it, because the way that I'm running my life right now, my life is running me, and the shit is running me ragged, low key. Like it's running me ragged. It's not sustainable, and I need to learn that and move on. Need to learn that and move the hell on. Anyway, hopefully all of that helps somebody. I'm going to go back to editing. I have 2 videos here. I have 4 more that I need to edit because I recorded 6 videos earlier. And this is for my main channel. I also want to get this personal channel monetized. Like I need to get to 1,000 subscribers here before the end of the year and 4,000 watch hours. I was hoping that my going live every day would do it, but it's not going fast enough. So I'm definitely going to have to release some videos here on the main channel to help get those watch hours. And I think it's also going to help people like better understand what they can get from me, because I have like a solid little niche audience here, people who know me from my main channel. But for other people who are like stumbling upon my channel, I can totally see how y'all are confused about what you can get when you come here. And it's really, this channel is really just a way, an access point for people to do life with me. Like so many of us are looking for community and we are able to find it online. And I think that that is something that is really awesome and a gift. And I want people who might think like I think, maybe even think differently in some ways, but who genuinely want to have community, genuinely are pursuing the best way that they can live their lives and to grow themselves and to feel their best selves, to be able to have access to me and us to build some type in a digital community. And like this is the my channel for that. So if you are just coming across me, you will see that I am a screenwriter, filmmaker, storyteller. I also have a main channel, Eric Being TV, where I do film and television reviews. That ultimately will become my own digital network, which I want to build out and put out my own original films and shows, because I'm very much so into storytelling. I think that is one of the truest ways that we can impact others and change people's lives. I pivoted out of wanting to be a doctor, a master's degree in biology. I went into journalism and into digital media after grad school and after working in the medical field, and then evolved into pursuing directing, producing, writing, in film and television. So now I'm looking to make a mark there, and that is where I'm settling within my like career for the rest of my life, and looking to break into Hollywood, but also build my own. So I don't necessarily have to be a part of the traditional Hollywood system, but when I look at the world, stories make all of the difference. The stories that you are told, the stories that are normalized, the stories that you are fed, the propaganda, which are nothing but stories in live form. Those are the things that really make the world go round. Those are the things that teach people the most. Those are the things that impact people the most. And while I wanted to be a doctor at one point in time because I wanted to help people, I think that me showing up and me telling the stories that I want to tell is going to be entirely more beneficial and more impactful for the people who I hope to impact with my life by telling these stories. And that's no shade to any doctors and any healthcare professionals, but that's just what I decided for my life. So that's why I'm here. And that's some of the stuff that you guys are going to see here on this channel. All right, now I really do have to get back to work because I can sit here and yap all day, and none of my regulars are on here, so I don't have anybody to like go back and forth with. Um, I am like, y'all don't know how over the moon I am that I can now stop anybody from commenting on a chat if they are not a subscriber. This is like monumental. Love this. Oh, I need to put. Right now, I'm working on a bunch of autoclass men videos. You guys probably can't make it out because it's a little overblown, but is it gonna focus? It's not gonna focus. I don't know what to tell you. It's not gonna focus, but this is what I'm working on. Okay. Let me close that. Oh wait, this is the same. Episode 3. What is this? So what the hell is this? Reveal. Oh goodness. Okay, so this is episode 3, not episode. That's 3. This. Where's episode 2? 4. This will be episode 2. 3, 1, 3, 3. What the hell? So weird. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2. God damn. Okay, so that's that. That's 3. That's 2. All right, I need this one. 2 breakdown. Okay, and then this one is 240. Okay. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to record that episode, and I don't feel like it. Because I'm gonna need more media. I'm gonna need more media for this. Okay. Okay. So we can do that. We can do that. We can. I can work on the cross videos while I do this. I think. Let me save this here. Move this over here. A little inception for y'all. This is how I can read the comments when they pop up. also need to make a bunch of thumbnails so I can work on that too. Oh, it's so desaturated, like it's so overblown. Is that better? Can y'all see that better? There you go. I'm gonna work on that. Also got a bunch of Satima stuff I need. And I need to braid my hair, y'all, because I'm supposed to be doing my hair. And I haven't done that yet. And honestly, I'm not even gonna have y'all watch me in the dark. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I think I got out what I needed to say. So, with that said, let me go ahead and get on out of here. I go live every single day right here on the channel. I haven't given it committed to a schedule just yet, but I go live every single day. So join me back here tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna try to go live while I'm with my grandmother and my mama, and we out shopping because that's what they love to do. See y'all later.